There's one spot left. Is it going to be G2 or is it going to be NAVI? Let's find out.
It's a 10 start straight out long here for G2, and they're bringing the pace in this pistol. 2 for the 1. A strong trade, and they've got mid control that NAVI need to worry about. Looking over their shoulder in this pistol round, EMA holds a smoke. G2 throw in the execute like they're gonna go, but they don't. Letting the round breathe. Plenty of control. NAVI do not have the same. They're in the dark. The map goes quiet. NAVI, uncertainty, answers found. EMA and Wonderful push up and find a pick apiece. Hunter might fake this B, but bomb is still stuck along. That's a great shot, but his teammate is all that stands here for G2.
Just knowing for his precision, but got to get past Bit, who waits. And a clean tap seals the deal on the turnaround in this pistol. Now we're going to try and pull off this A split. But with 2 players out here towards long, NAVI, 30 seconds, start to get a little curious, and Alexi with a clear in the long doors.
Baited.
Backing out, going to bait them in to EMA, who holds on too long. He got dead right away, and now the short split coming through, but Alexi in the right place. Flashes from EMA, meant to try and help out, leave him dead in the open.
Ouch.
And with Alexi blind, Mattis gonna clean up. G2, they'll get in. Now V might have had the right idea, might have pulled off a sick little bait and switch to get the round started. But it's the presence of a second man late out the long doors that really threw them through a loop. Seeing a very cool head for G2 largely across this event. Wonderful might try and push their buttons though, with the AWP coming out now, opening pick onto the captain. And mid-smoke gives a Wonderful open season on this AWP.
G2 might just leave him for later, hoping they can find this entry into the 2-man hold.
All right, that's a great catch for Heavy God. Still 2 to get past though, and Bit not been in a forgiving mood this tournament. Across the major, been a force to be reckoned with, but he's gone right away on that swing. Pius able to punish. It's a G2 breaking through the B hold.
Might need a blade cam after that one. A frustrating 5 versus 3 here for NAVI, where they have all the advantages, all the info, and all the clock in their favor, but G2 pull off a perfect read. They attempt something at long. Pius looks for that kill, but NAVI don't make mistakes. They don't give away that frag. Smoke and flash comes in, pushes the AWP back. It's back to middle here for G2. So another nade here. Wonderful could throw his own. And a chance here at another pick for Wonderful. That is 3 rounds in a row he has opened on this AWP. All right, NAVI can't really afford to lose this one, and so will G2 do what they've done every single time in this position, walk out middle and punish that B site.
Yeah, there is a bit of a gap here, one that EMA might try and fill, but vulnerable to a smoke. They've accidentally missed the CT smoke, and
oh dear,
that's left them in a bit of a weird way.
They've got more.
EMA hiding in this while the B players get ready. EMA gonna try and thread the needle on this timing with a backstab. They turn around and get gun on in time.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Burning, but just makes it through. Whew. And so everyone's super wounded, everyone's super low. NAVI aren't to know this.
Hot under the collar for Heavy God. But G2 might have clocked themselves a 4th round here. Pius not going wide. Locking down tunnels, and Wonderful is on the other side of the map. This is a locked-in round. This is another man advantage for NAVI. And I want to reference a desk, because Yanko brought this up just coming into this map, saying NAVI, how much they've struggled at converting 5v4s. They are the 3rd worst team coming into this game at 5v4 conversion rounds. That is not what you expect from a tactical team like NAVI. with the smarts on this squad, but we have seen it round after round of this game. G2 breaking back in 4v5s, in 3v5s. They showcase another here on the T side of Dust 2. Now just a B-pop. Hunter back and spawn through the late smoke. They need that entry though. Makazi's not looking back. He doesn't turn in time. Full whiff spray, Heavy God. Brutal triple kill. And a heavy hand on that mouse puts to work around for G2. Brutal.
And it doesn't matter, opening kills or not. When they get them, it's a bonus. When they get them, it's a super clean round like this one. But even with advantages, NAVI haven't been a threat. 5 in a row for the G2 squad.
Such a big round to pick up because NAVI found all those kills on the exit at the end, right? Alexi got 2 out of the tunnels, Heavy God died to bomb, and so G2, they can't afford to lose multiple rounds in a row, but that one is just clean as can be. Look at this third shot through CT.
Mollied off, but Alex to actually hang around and try and fight this. You weren't expecting the AWP to be there. Sampaio caught by surprise, and Nerds dealt with on his mid lurk. The bomb lost out towards Cat. There's a whole heap of problems here for G2. Now NAVI have given away some pretty unforgivable rounds on this G2 streak, but this would be the worst defender yet. 5v2, Heavy God and Mattis are clawing it back. They've got 25 seconds if they want to make a miracle happen.
Oh.
Chase onto Alexi, nets you another. And at this point, you've got to scrap. At this point, you've got to fight. That bomb in enemy hands. Oh my God, wonderful, dead as well. And now it's only Ema.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
They need the
They're
kill.
gunning it with the bomb, but really they need the fight. Ema's going to take this to time. That is the most nerve-wracking round. And Ema just has to sit there shaking in the corner, but NAVI somehow, some way, saved themselves from a 2v5.
You do not celebrate that round win, NAVI. You do not cheer. And this is a renewed roster since that point. More firepower, more experience in Nerds. Wonderful again. He has just been so reliable in this CT side.
You're NAVI, you really can't waste the performance that Wonderful is giving you, man. He has been unmatched in these opening fights.
Saw this only for a second on that B explode from G2. This time Bit gets to watch over the mid to B, but if the bulk comes from tunnels, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, this is where you really need Makazi to stand and deliver.
Great swap.
Try to get on this line in time, and we'll be able to pluck one from the ranks. They're not able to deal with him in time, so a second shot able to be fired off from this AWP. Makazi with the catch on Nerds, and Sampaio, he can't give this one a go. 2v5 in the last, came down to the clock, but this 1v5 asking too much for the Sampaio AWP.
A well-timed swap of positions on B. Bit was watching mid. I think they realized that G2 weren't doing the 4-man mid to B. They were going for a tunnels pop, so Bit just gets a free shot off on the AWP, and like last time, he connects that first kill. Kazi has his back covered with a just as important double. And G2 saved that Sampaio AWP, but now their money is definitely called into question.
But a chance for that now. Again, it's the B site under the microscope. Makazi held on to that smoke. Goal of just trading it out with G2.
Oh yeah, it feels like he has to move. That's a really strong position, but now after shooting, he's going to have to go back to bomb site. Good bit of damage, but G2 are coming in.
15 bullets in this AK for Makazi, got to be considered in these fights. That helps. First shot, one tap. And now the Bit AWP matching up well against the G2 squad. This double AWP proven to be the solution.
Okay, more impact off the AWP of Wonderful, but that's not his fault. Finally gets to win rounds with it. Wonderful's been let down. They're here for a good time, not a long time on this B site.
I mean, it's clearly been the object of their desire throughout this game. It's what the game plan's orientated around, just trying to exploit these B players. But it stopped working, and yet they're still sticking to it. As they look to tie this up, will we finally see why they've been so obsessed with B?
Oh no.
It does a bunch, a lot of damage. Mikaze on this reposition, buying more than enough time. Teammates out towards the window, wonderful. When does he want to go? Because you know eventually they've got to try and plant this bomb. That's going to take one player's eyes off the server. Nade connects on a heavy god, and now Sampaius boxed in. Gonna have to scrap his way to this round. NAVI are not jumping the gun. This is a one-out half right in front of them. One hell of a turnaround off of the 5-round dominant streak from G2. And as the seconds tick by, the chances for Sampaius really do start to diminish. Molly at least feels like it buys him a little bit of room. They don't go in on that bomb plant. Instead, just looking to split this. Sampaius with the first. Dancing around, wonderful, will get the better of him. And so NAVI, against all odds, are able to recover on this half. Wonderful, strong start is not in vain.
NAVI come charging, G2 concede. We've got the 4th and 5th best pistol players of the stage on opposing teams in Sampaius and Ima. The former dead. Ima as well, got to fall to the scraps. Mattis handles them. Bomb spotted long. P2K holding on. Nerds has the cover, doubling, tripling his kills in this map. And wonderful 1v3 with nowhere to go.
Oh, with heavy god here, no worries. Just playing cleanup on the dual Berettas.
Let's go. I can see. Nice.
Seen this long flank punish a lot of squads here across the Cologne Major, but you trust heavy god in those positions. Eventually ending with him cycling over to the right side of the map.
Did it very loud though, almost feels purposeful. NAVI throwing their util. Nerds tries to block as he trusts his own smoke. Out long, Mattis deals onto Bit. Flashed in on that long door, G2 5v4. It feels all too obvious now where NAVI are going.
Flash might have been good. Sampaius still gets his. Orb to open things up. Hunter next in line to the chopping block. Ima gonna find him. With rotates moving over and a stack here from the start of the round. NAVI are fighting an uphill battle. G2 swanning into the lead quite comfortably now as that first rifle round goes their way.
Oh yeah, NAVI are looking stuck in the mud. They're looking frustrated as well.
And he gets the spot that this was nothing more than a ruse. That's a nice reaction for G2. Lowers the nerves of these B players, tells the A guys to prepare for a fight. And so a reblock from Hunter at 40 seconds. That is a bit of a problem for NAVI. They might just have to go right through it.
Yeah, they have their wall down. They have every reason to. Charging into this bomb site. It's a bit late lurk, 30 seconds for NAVI to find this entry, but it falls in Hunter's favor. He is buying a lot of time on this site. Time that NAVI can't afford. They're getting cut down one by one. 2v5. And while we've seen G2 make this look possible, NAVI are not in a position to do so. Bomb is loose, deep in the bomb site, and G2 are playing with their food. They'll tuck in. Wonderful 1v4 and nothing being given up. This is a G2 who might punish at the end of the clock. Wonderful just has to try and hold on.
Knew that Mattis wasn't shying away from this fight, but the death after time. That is a disaster for NAVI.
I mean, they had nothing but loss bonus, but now he only has 200 bucks. You can't even buy a pistol.
And now to think 7 might be all they get.
G2 want to make it so.
That's coming in with a bit of aggression. Can be a tricky fight, that one. Jiggled by Ima on the Tech 9. Gun gifted over. This risk from Nerds on the top mid push. Has it just handed NAVI a way in? Missed shot now for Sampaius. And these misses are going to start to cost you. The A site is shrinking. NAVI move in, looking for a breakthrough with pistols. Bomb lobbed across, never open to that Sampaius AWP. Your G2 though, you're telling yourselves any round is winnable from any position. This one though, might be asking too much.
That is a disaster for G2, but there's NAVI stealing around right at the end of this map, it feels like.
Wonderful still very much at the back of the pack with this bomb. Actually alone right now out in middle. Won't get caught by the cross. NAVI do want to go with this. They've got to take advantage of these positions soon. And it might just start happening now on the back of that Makazi entry. Handing him a 5v4. They set their sights on this A play. Sampaius does what he can. The rest is in Hunter's hands. The captain of G2 overwhelmed. NAVI back-to-back rounds. And a game that is closing up.
Can't hide from the fact that these back-to-back rounds have put more pep in the step of NAVI. They are going for a spawn call. Pressure on this B site. 2 players lurking mid to B. G2 shuffle over just in time.
He got with the catch on the first. Hunter arriving on a perfect timing. So the B play gets shut down. 2 players out here towards middle. They've only got Wonderful back in the tunnels with that AWP to actually draw fire, draw attention. Bit with an important catch. Nerds there to instantly trade. And as Wonderful tries to come in, this flash is good. Oh, there's the follow-up. Wonderful's been given a bomb plant. Doesn't know it yet, but he's got great timing for that fight. Sampaius dead. And now a 1v1. The fate of NAVI on this map in the hands of Wonderful. And he's up for the task. Idols turned rivals for this guy. NAVI onto double digits. It's a 1-round game.
Despicable 1v4 clutch out of Wonderful with 2 health to do it. A Tech 9 tap headshot and Sampaius jumping through the smoke. Do you not know what you're up against? A Wonderful who has to make a play. And boy does he, the play that might send NAVI into the playoffs. From the brink of defeat, and NAVI now favored here in this first map.
At this point, it's heavy god or it's nothing. Guy needs to deal with all of NAVI single-handedly. Looking up for the job right now. Makazi just hands over that second. And heavy god's done his part. Now it's on Inerts to try and play, try and follow through. The rest of G2 still hesitant in these rotates. Can Inerts do anything? Oh, he swings this window. Wonderful with eyes on. You're a man up. You don't want to write this round off, but if you go for it and you come up short, you're broke.
You almost feel destined to go for this, and that could be the undoing of G2. How hard is this B bomb site? We're about to find out. This will cost them everything.
All 4 players arriving from the mid side. They've got 1 flash on Mattis to try and begin this retake.
Call it off.
Before it even begins,
Run away.
Hunter is gone. And the save called. They lose their captain. They lose their edge. G2 run away.
It hurts, it really hurts, but it is absolutely the right call here for G2. They cannot afford to lose these guns. NAVI go hunting, they won't find anything. G2 keep 3 rifles, they keep themselves on this map, but make no mistake, this is NAVI on a streak.
Maybe a bit of pride that the guys have been able to build back from such a one-sided game. Job's not done yet, but Wonderful's helped them out. In this final round of regulation, Heavy God's got to do it at low health.
That hurts. Out long, quick for NAVI, confident! But look at the change. Nerds just spam 2 through the smoke. Is he going to commit and die for this position? Nade on the smoke. Nerds looks to line them up. And what an admirable effort. It's put them in the 2v2. It's given G2 a fighting chance. Despite the double entry for NAVI, they're still here.
Makazi here. Going to try and sneak across with that smoke down. Sampaius knows you don't get many shots, you don't get many chances. Burns himself down low. Wonderful just took his eyes off. Long backstab comes in on the perfect timing. And now Makazi, not exactly been his strongest game here. 11 and 20. A struggling match for Navi's explosive piece. But still a world where he can end this with a bang. Knows where both players are. Feeling very claustrophobic. Know that 1 pixel straying too far can give this away. Makazi's got to be so careful and considered in these fights. Sampaius gives up the aim of the game. Don't tell me Makazi is about to clutch up big and take this for NAVI!
A year on from his debut event, we knew he was the real deal back in Cologne, he showed up in the playoffs last year. He looks to get NAVI there again today.
Eyes set on an A play and a stack here for the G2 squad. Smokes come in, so do NAVI. Util to get this one going. Molly's to try and clear out the pit. Mattis up close. He's in the pit side alongside his captain. And a lot of eyeballs over here on short. NAVI try and change their mind. They've shown a lot of face out here towards this A play. And so expecting a reaction from G2, but Nerds hasn't bitten down upon it. And NAVI look like they might reset. There's still more twists and turns in this one, but with 20 seconds, NAVI have got to go.
Even that slowdown means the Nerds can't assist on this long side, and he would have been valuable there. Mattis has fallen. Hunter hiding out inside of the site. Needs to hit headshots, needs them quick. Wonderful the trade, just enough time to put that bomb down. And Nerds is late to this party.
Man looking for redemption after a giveaway round back on Dust 2. Let NAVI into it. Is Nerds up for the task of this clutch, or is he feeling flustered? Two players in front of him, and they face him right away. NAVI, start as you mean to go on.
Enough time for NAVI to keep you guessing. Even with these smokes, it doesn't tell you a lot. Sampires tries to commit ahead of them, confirming position clear. RVR grouping for this B site. G2 actually decide not to rotate. That's a big kill as well. It's going to free things up. Hunter's moved away with that smoke. He's uncertain. There's a gap. And so NAVI just walk right in.
That's with the first, but now more needed from these pistols. Oh, struggling to contain the spillover. They'll manage it. Bit can't clutch. Hunter's got him. And so an early bounce back from G2. Look at the gap he's found. Bit one to trust his read of the game. NAVI trusting it too, carrying them through to a double set of entries. That's all the space you needed. Bits provided more than enough.
You are not ready for that. You're on Moto. You're getting peaked at short at the start of the round.
And that's a save call for G2. They're writing this one off. Resmoke Moto only sells it even further. They're out of there.
I don't even know how you justify that to yourself. Bit just walks out mid, he finds the gap. Is that prep? Is that you finding space and just walking with it? Who knows? It is perfect for Bit.
They keep Makazi over towards Banana, so they still have the option to bring this one back if they want. Smokes fall in the way of Sampires, and now Hunter. A decision to make. Does he want to try and brave a mid-fight? Goes looking for a scrap.
Unlucky.
Gives away the opening. Sampires thinking maybe he wanted to come through there, decides against it. They are waiting in this long smoke. They've heard him on that jump. And so not getting out of this one alive.
Not sure what he was hoping for there.
And now you're in a really potent position. You know, at most, it should just be one guy in the site. That's about to get confirmed with this spot over at long. Still, Nerds good for a double. They need to clear Heavy God. Got to keep their wits about them, because that SMG up close is a problem. Heavy God farms. And G2 going tit for tat with NAVI to start Inferno.
Nerds still has support in the form of Mattis. Chasing.
The reload, they hear them falling back from that aggression, but now blocked in at top. Banana feeling like you really have to go through it. They will get an entry. Nerds getting burnt out, but it's falling a little shallow. That's giving Nerds this perch to sit on. Keen double. And G2 still in this round. Hunter first to arrive on the scene, and he lines him up. Bit sitting at the top of the board, 8 and 4, but the fade of this smoke hangs him out to dry, sandwiched by G2. No miraculous clutch. And you got to find it inspiring, I think, if you're the rest of the G2 players, right? You hit tab, you see where your captain sits on the scoreboard. You kind of tell yourself, look, if he's willing to do all this, surely we can offer something up. Nerds with a shutdown at Banana. NAVI and their attempt to take this space quickly. Locked out. Attempted trade back for Bit, but Sampires Orb able to rid him from this round. Leaves an unlikely 2v4 attempt on the cards for Wonderful and IEM. They're split up here in their approach. IEM going alone out in a top middle. And this is Hunter's domain. Right round that corner, ready for it. Hunter with the killing blow. That's the bomb dropped out on long.
G2 just setting traps all over the map right now. That double lap setup in a couple of rounds. This one, they burn Na'Vi back into the swing in B. I don't think Na'Vi wanted to jump the gun on that B hit, but they get forced to by that molly. Alexi says, swing with me. 2 players dead at the car. Wonderful in another clutch. Is he really going to be up for the job? Orb on this shot will connect. And so Sampayas does not let this one get out of control. G2 making up for their mistakes of dust. This is 6 rounds in a row, building out of control for G2.
So again, it's back to this A play. And Alexi classic, an abs pop for Na'Vi.
Oh, we're digging deep. We're getting desperate now because G2, with only 1 flash in their face, have no problem locking this down. Missed shot won't cost you as the rifles come in. But wait, it does! Double entry from Alexi. Suddenly, Na'Vi are in the conversation. They can get that bomb in.
Akazi on the orb. Shot, and Mattis with that pickup. Now they start closing in. Alexi thought he'd done enough with the double, but more is demanded of Navi's captain. Both players there. Hears them. Lines up the first. Gets to long this one out a little more. Alexi! Ludicrous round from the captain. Flash is deployed. No one fires off, and so maybe the attempt at an info flash there doesn't commit to that engagement, just holds the other side of the smoke. Alexi's going to try and brave this. Hunter has gone on, waiting for this exact move, but a backstab for Alexi. Hunter needed that trade, couldn't secure it. Again, entry kills from Alexi B. Now they leave it off to IEM in this clutch. Can he make it look as easy as Alexi did in that last round? A string of clutches to try and pull Na'Vi back into the conversation. It's facing first from the long side. Util out. IEM doesn't pounce yet. Knows he's about to get delivered a fight, and he's clinical with it. And now IEM buys himself a few more seconds, dancing around these side boxes. Mattis under the pressure. IEM doesn't crumble. And that is now back-to-back clutches in these post plants for Na'Vi.
It is clutches that have defined this series for Na'Vi, be it Wonderful in the 1v4 on Dust 2, be it Mikazi closing that map with a 1v2, Alexi the same. Now IEM enters, everybody's getting in these late round situations, and Na'Vi are staying alive.
Haven't had to contend with this deep banana aggression yet. Mikazi still good for the clear entry. This final round of the half, it's a 5v4.
Oh, we finally get a proper B execute here because G2 don't have the resources to refight Banana. Even this rotation just has 1 flash on Hunter. So if Na'Vi throw everything in, G2 can't stop them. Na'Vi get the choice to explode. Ooh.
Smoke. Oh, that cost you. Alexi and Mikazi both get farmed, and that bomb is out of there, hoping to link back up with an A play that Bit has to provide. Blocked off in the apartments, that's forced a redirection, and G2 are closing in real quick on this backstab. This door about to close. Wonder even if they saw a glimpse of Bit there crossing in top middle. G2 playing it forward. No, they have Na'Vi in a box right now. Sampayas Orp on this line. Hunter with the backstab. 1 missed shot, but not looking to cost them this time. Sampayas makes up for it, and G2 stop the string of clutches on Inferno.
Entry for Alexi. G2 surrounding the A site. 2 smokes to make this work.
Wonderful didn't have much of a part to play in that first half, but will have a responsibility here if they're able to bring the AWP out. That kind of hinges on winning this pistol. Bit trying to set them up for it. These dual Berettas. Strike 2 from the tally. Heavy Gob with the reply. Hunter looking for space out long, bites off more than he can chew. That leaves it on heavy guard, and NAVI come in quick with a pistol victory to begin this second half.
All right, something, but again, we can't afford to get ahead of ourselves. They won the first pistol, and look how that ended up. It was a back and forth affair till G2 finally broke them. So NAVI need to keep a cool head on their shoulders in this CT side. As we heard G2 in that halftime feeling very happy about the opportunity they've been given to close this game out.
Most neglected bomb site all game, finally going to get some action. Oof. There's the entry, that brings you in. Makazi dealt with straight away. And this is an instant save call for NAVI. 2 clean entries, all it takes to end a round on Inferno. Might not believe that after the first half we had. But this more standard round, I hope it's a bit of a realization for NAVI when this round ends and they hit tab, they look for that utility damage, they see they didn't do a lot. They might need to rethink the pace they imagine G2 are operating at, because that was a slow banana take. And so none of that early util finding damage. I even said it during the round, it was a lot of resources and they did not get a lot of bang for their buck on that banana take. Make sure you're putting yourself in position to succeed. He's got no util in this round, so everything kind of revolves around him. And he's going to go hunting for this opening. Orp with a swing and a miss, but he will make up for it. More ready to come around the corner for G2, and Wonderful tries to escape. Only for a second. Went back in, trying to extend that. Trying to extend their advantage, but in this downtime, G2 making a move on the other side of the map. Mattis creeping out. Heavy God holding for any swing out towards mid. Trying to lull them into a false sense of security. You hear that util for the long clear.
Dear.
Go down for EMA. And the bomb was coming in to link up with these A players. But now the round restarts for Hunter. Knows about the pit player. The rest of NAVI are closing in. How much time can EMA buy?
It's a great molly. It's going to give a few seconds. Hunter has to make noise to get through, but he still finds that entry to the back of the pit. We have 2 smokes and a post-bomb potential here for G2. Caught off guard is Nerds. Makazi redeems himself. 2 bottom performers of NAVI to stop the clutch against the top of G2. The captain cut down. Wonderful hits his, and these 2 quiet NAVI players arrive just when they're required.
Go faster up here towards this banana fight. Nerds trying to lead the way. The util punishing, but they get their entry. Makazi dealt with after the first. Alexi might need to start calling for rotations. EMA's trying to arrive. This take is coming in. Break on the smoke for EMA. Really wanted to try and pressure, get something from that util. Instead it falls to Alexi, now trapped by the Molotov. EMA lending a helping hand, but this scrap is won out ultimately by the captain on the other side of the server. Hunter 20 kills deep in this game.
Oh, he's got so much space as well. He's just taken back into CT. He's got a great line. He can tell his teammate they're coming for banana. This is so late for NAVI. You've got to hope they can find this kit with ease in the B bomb site, because G2 have all the advantages. Some util to re-execute, but time not on their side, and NAVI playing silent. Hunter already knows they're coming from the banana.
Really have to move quickly, and as you move quickly, you often get sloppy. Hunter in position, ready to cut this down. Him and Heavy God trade the contact, and Hunter is putting G2 on his back. Games like this that remind you just how talented Hunter is. Undertook the leadership, beating Nico in that race, knowing that they were both one day looking to become captains. Aggression for Alexi. Makazi hoping a bait for him with this spam. The G2 check this corner, because if not, Alexi's going to chew through them. There's the first. Now left to scrap and fight on his own devices. Alexi operating entirely alone. That's big damage. And For G2, everything called into question. Heavy God and Sumpire set their sights on finishing what the rest of the team started, this B play.
Shouldn't have to ask for more from Alexi. Surely his team can get him through the rest. One more man back at the site. Heavy God clears him out. He is looking for an ace of his own. With 10 seconds, he's got to stick it. And Wonderful comes through this smoke. Heavy God run down. And so NAVI survive barely by the skin of their teeth. Alexi, 2.5 kills, down Banana.
Alexi decides he doesn't want fate to decide this. Any type of luck to come into the conversation. He falls back atop Banana. Spot for Wonderful. Over on the long side. And Ema in position in time. They get baited into this crossfire. Heavy God can't control the spray. So the A site withstands. Bit hasn't moved a muscle all round. Sat pretty down in the pit. It's a powerful position. Molotov is on Sumpius. Can be used to try and flush him out. For now, you've got to get past Ema, the one known quantity at this A bomb site. They manage it. Oh. You're ready for him to reappear at a moment's notice. From the library side, that smoke forces a fight out of him. And Bit gets pincered, caught out in the open. Down to this, a 2v2. It's the struggling B-side duo, Alexi and Mikazi. They now got to clean up what NAVI couldn't finish. And even this smoke being here is a real nuisance. It's wasting a lot of time on the clock. Mikazi being loud on his reposition. Sumpius very informed. That molly forces a reaction, forces a swing. Sumpius might have the info, might know where they both are, but has to deliver the goods. 1v1, Alexi can't find this. Sumpius sees it through for G2.
Finally, the clutches fall in G2's favor. It is about time, say them. But this time they survive.
And with that clutch, Sumpius has delivered them one hell of a chance just to close here and now. You said it at the start of that last round. Whoever loses it is broke moving forward. Sumpius' 1v2 is meant to have handed G2 an easy round, but they get chewed up in top Banana. This util will be punishing. Still, they can't break through. What's Heavy God supposed to do here? Locked out by the util, hiding in a smoke alongside the enemy. Tries to walk it in, goes to his demise. Every time you're willing to write NAVI off, they springboard back.
Will not be much easier.
And G2 have forced.
They had to. Their players on 1400.
This means if they come up short, their next buy is in round 24.
Well, let's finish it with a bang. They're almost expecting to come up short here. Nerds walks through a smoking Banana. Trusting his top car one, but they are over that. That Mikazi multi-kill with the FAMAS in the previous round. Will it be something that haunts G2 in this series? Jumping at the chance to close this map and take us to Mirage. Oh, careful, Ema. That is ugly.
That's a really, really rough entry to just kind of give away. Will be helped out by an attempted backstab. Sumpius gets eyes on.
They can go B. They've got a man in spawn.
And it feels like that's dawning on G2 now as well. Mattis clearing ground, creating a runway for this bomb to move on. Sumpius looking to join him.
Will the rookie realize Mikazi's got to go back?
And so he will. That B site gets reinforced. G2 looking to end this where it all started, back at the A bomb site. Wonderful and Bit waiting to receive. Now util to try and kickstart this whole thing. You're really hoping NAVI give this away, give you the entry. Swing from Bit does exactly that. Wonderful has to hold on, and he can't convert the spray. It's down to this. G2 have a clutch for the map to stay alive at this major. Mattis on the reposition. Mikazi got the spot. Nade goes in. Nade finishes the job. Mikazi with back-to-back massive rounds.
We feel like a very different game in overtime with NAVI with the momentum.
Yeah, I don't know how G2 bounced back from that. I really don't. You know, there's kind of just a limit baked into all of us how many times you can give away big leads. Nuts! All right. It's one hell of a way to get going. Wonderful out of the round. These nades do big damage, but Nertz is still a threat. They've got him pinned in, and they're looking for that trade, so they will get it. 4v4 secured.
Oh, important refrag from Makazi. They see his position, they double nade him. He even blocks his teammate in to look for that fight, guaranteeing the 4v4. Goal for G2 in the short term should be get Heavy got this gun.
It leads that side of the map. Meanwhile, Alexi begins his rotation back.
He can just spam flashes for Makazi. He can give his teammate the best possible chance to hold this site. 2 more available for the captain as G2 go for the full punch.
Alexi sees the barrel. Sampayas gives away the opening. Slow down as G2 grinds to a very jarring halt in top banana. Rotates start to arrive. NAVI bring the fight to them. Matt is cut down. NAVI get us to overtime.
They do better when they're underdogs. Favored against Falcons 11-6 up yesterday. They crumbled in the pole position. NAVI today pull it back against G2. That NAVI need him to. 40 seconds, he reclears middle. That will free Alexi to stand back on B, but G2 are coming in.
Wonderful, finally netting an opening kill on this AWP.
G2 forgot the bomb, it's in ramp. The timing is kaput.
Oh my God, Nertz is to start running. Even then, you're meant to be in the site already for this type of a time in a work. Rejoins the gang for this A hit, but this just throws you through a bit of a loop. Suddenly everything's scrambled, everything feeling awkward. Mattis with a missed timing. The wonderful AWP is lighting you up. G2 can feel that this one's got away from them. It was written on the walls, a bad omen the moment that bomb is left behind. And even now, as they try and save, NAVI are relentless.
Disastrous rounds for G2. You can feel this game is slipping through their fingers. Trusting his aim with that AK-47. G2 don't want to tangle it. Alexi starts his rotation back, bringing more supportive nades. G2, once again, more of the same, out middle. Wonderful, he hit his last time. Full blind now. 40 seconds as he retreats, and G2 come running.
Bit on the line, that's a lot of damage. Hunter dead first. And it all starts to grind to an awkward halt again. They're waiting for Mattis. They're waiting for this player in the apartments. G2 have to find a way to get on the same page very, very quickly, because as they enter this hostile territory, entries will come through. Bomb now planted. 3 versus 3. Best position you've been in a long while. What feels like an eternity to the G2 squad. Nade even connecting. Wonderful, iced out of the round. And Alexi and Makazi with a question to ask themselves, how much do they value this AK? 2 versus 3, you've won some impossible rounds. In fact, that's where you've looked your best, so they're gonna try and play this one forward. Low time, and that might just get the better of them. Alexi, no reason to give him a fight here. No reason to make this easy. G2 finally stop the bleeding.
Finally, G2 played a win. They put their life on the line. They come through some smokes. They look for trades. They brawl.
Again with the banana util. Again with a fast pace. Nertz. Whoa! Alexi and Makazi repel this B hit. And right as G2 had looked to inspire themselves, they do take one hell of a risk, running that banana smoke into a crossfire.
Could not tell you whose flash blinded them there, but it felt like a team flash here for G2. Sending Heavy got in. Wait a second. He's walking into him. Hold your breath.
All right. We'll see this. We'll see what's happening here. Heavy God.
Don't say a word.
Great positioning. No one is any the wiser. No way! That's a lineup, but they don't clear the boost. Alexi still drops the bomb. That big flank might not be for anything as Heavy God trapped between a rock and a hard place. Bomb out in the open. Nowhere left to go. NAVI. T-side woes, that was the story for both these squads. NAVI struggled to find their footing. It was a lot of clutch rounds, a lot of very dicey rounds in there. Makazi hoping to make a big play, ends up giving away the 5v4. Trade attempt gets denied. Nerds on a roll. And that's going to send NAVI away. See an AK out there at top banana with Util coming in over the top. You just play for distance. Get away from that half of the map.
What a round from Nerds. Where did that come from? He has been pretty absent across this entire series.
Just a great time for Nerds to deliver that. I feel like, you know, this is one of the guys bearing a good chunk of responsibility for that last map getting away from them, so hoping to make up for it, hoping to have his redemption. They started Triple B. The Sampire AWP is here. They've even fumbled the boost as they went looking for info. Now the A side of the map a little weaker. Sampire on this AWP, hoping to force an opening fight right into Wonderful's AWP.
Wonder if he knew that was an AWP. He only saw an arm there from Wonderful as he came around the corner, so Sampire fancied his odds against a rifle. Did he know what he was signing up for?
Chips on the table.
Oh, Heavy
this
God.
is what it's all for. Heavy God makes it into the big pit. Molly raining in, keeps two players trapped. It's very, very tight in the sight, but they can't get past Hunter. In comes Heavy God to lend a helping hand. And this Crossfire's doing it all. G2. They won't be able to stop Wonderful from getting this bomb down, but they have him trapped. He is in a cage right now. Nerds from the long side, Heavy God in the pit. Wonderful is working with inches. Picks his battle. Thinks the Heavy God's going to give him something first. Nerds is still closing in from the long side. Got to pick a fight very carefully here. And with Nerds arriving in the perfect moment, Wonderful clutch denied. G2.
Surely they know.
Sampire has all the advantage in that head-to-head. Wonderful peeking into the angle. Opening kills come raining in for G2. And a 3v3 for the site control. This is a picture-perfect chance to take this series the distance. Makazi shut down. G2, weather the storm, stay alive, keep fighting. They never give up.
Would have been easy to. 12-8 in the bag. It felt like NAVI showed depth. They stayed in the game. They dragged us to overtime and still G2 shut it out. This game requires a third map. Mirage is our decider and the winner goes into the Lanxess.
Maybe some trickery in this yet still, actually, as two players start to walk in through lower. So, all right, what have they got prepped here? Kill for Mattis on the entry, sent in with Sampire. Meanwhile, this lurk out through lower getting picked apart. Shut down by NAVI in seconds.
Oh, whatever G2 had planned, forget about it. Hunter doesn't even get to choose where to take that bomb. Was it a B into a mid into a B? We'll never know. G2, they lose on all sides of the map. 1v4 for Hunter after a great game of Inferno. But surely someone on NAVI can stem the bleeding, shut this down. It will be Makazi locking in a pistol for NAVI.
So G2 decide they've had enough of hashing it out in the spawn. Now look to make their move.
Not a lot of time in that Deagle. Lost to the wind. Makazi farming with 4 beautiful kills. Doesn't need the ace. He wants the round and he wants it cleanly. So sending NAVI in to swing in and do that. Ema no helmet. Bit of a problem. But NAVI still do avoid maximum damage. Someone got a bit hungry there. All eyes on middle for NAVI.
NAVI are starting to dismantle this B hold. It was too strong. They leave Ema there alone in spite of it being tagged up. And that really does scream to a bit of a read that this one's looking to finish A. Wonderful gets himself in position out towards CT in time. Even a smoke to block ramp now at the minute mark. G2 try to play right through it. Hunter with a key trade. It's Makazi down in connector, causing big problems for G2. God and Hunter do a lot of damage, but the job far from done, even with that nade kill raining in on Alexi. Not given a lot of time to get comfortable here. That bomb plant, not a guarantee. Ema could swing out right now and stop it, but never plays his timing. A little late to this.
Didn't hear it.
And that could have made all the difference. Suddenly you'd be scrambling to get this bomb down. Instead, G2 get to ease into these post plants.
They're strong.
Hunter and Heavy God. Wait for this retake to begin, only then to shut it down. EMA whiff on that spam, and Heavy God collects. Him and Hunter combining to save G2.
Oh, desperate round for EMA. That spray is just optimistic through the box. He can't even see his opponent, and
out towards the window, trying to give EMA an angle, hoping they can switch him online.
Already past this though, G2. That's his underneath. But he could walk back. He could walk right into it. Easy grab for EMA. Could have been Hunter, could have been anyone. But NAVI sit back with the 5v4. No util, no kit. This round is no guarantee. There are options for G2, and NAVI will not initiate another move. They have great position on the map. They have ramp control, retake on A, spawn side.
Just the idea, though, that you're at the full mercy of this util does add a lot of stress. Bit gonna play early, trying to bait here for the second player ramp side. So for now, it's just saying a bit, how much damage can you do? Wreak some havoc on this cross. Not even firing off from the spawn side of things. Bit swings out. That's one hell of a catch for Mattis. Both players ramp side. The ace up the sleeve of NAVI get dealt with in an instant. And Wonderful just slinks on out of there. No place in this round. No part to play. Got an AWP to hold on to, and that's it. G2.
How much do NAVI dedicate to middle? They found kills in this position before. Makazi and Connector grouped up with Bit. They go for the clear. This is really well timed for NAVI. If they can empty this position right now at 40 seconds, they'll know that G2 are going for this execute. They'll know it's only Mattis at top middle.
Here, all that util. You get cut off by this smoke that falls, blocking vision from the Connector. Didn't get the info fast enough, and with EMA dead, Matt is cutting down these rotations. NAVI trying to give this one a look in out of sheer desperation, but nothing being found. No joy in this round for NAVI.
I love that pickup of pace from G2. They realize that NAVI are clearing middle. Mattis gets all that information, sees multiple players peeking him, and just calls to go. G2 jump right on that MTA bomb site, and it felt like NAVI hesitated just a little bit too much in trying to hunt Mattis. He was just a distraction.
Now a 180 thrown in there as well to stop a 5-7 multi-kill, which had been a real threat at this major. 5-7 looking straight broken at times. G2 keeping it simple in this round. They know they've done so much conditioning about this mid control. They're going just to roll out the red carpet with an A play. Might work wonders. Got players trapped in the Connector. That lets you know your plan has worked. It's just Bit. That's the only question mark right now. That's the only guy you got to deal with. EMA coming around to help him out.
Nice.
Hell of a hold from him out of the spawn.
Need this round.
Wonderful smoke spam connecting. And Heavy God, an impossibility as he's trapped in a corner. Finally, NAVI breaking this streak.
Back on the board after some hiatus. Breaking that 5-round streak, but not breaking G2's money yet. They've got one more buy in them. Wonderful, big pickup. And back out under, looking for his dessert. Hunter walks in, Bit on the edge of the smoke, catches another. NAVI winning fights at the start of this round.
Mattis clashing with Makazi. There's the jump check that got him the info. Makazi rips his head clean off.
Poor Mattis, he saw that AWP boosted in comp, but he knew he had to take on the rifle. That's as Makazi gets the info.
And now following through with this aggression, Makazi on a deep line, one that G2 simply aren't ready for.
Okay, Makazi says, my performance will not be in vain on this map. 14 frags now, he is up the scoreboard. Wonderful start solo B. Trying to get a read on with this AWP. Look at this push though, all the way up top of middle. EMA getting in, top mid nade. EMA still fighting, sees the flash, dodges it. Makazi tries to save his life with those nades down under, but he'll get fed to the beast. Nerds coming out with a double. Heavy God takes space as well, and G2, oh, suffering from success. They are all over the shop. The bomb can just walk it in. They know this AWP is here. NAVI trying to 3v5, but they don't have the info G2 have. But it might not matter if Wonderful can just stop this bomb.
Heavy God will be able to manipulate these rotations. Will that help you deal with the Wonderful orb? This concealed? Yes, it will. Heavy God catches him stepping out wide. And so the one shot that NAVI had, as long a shot as it may have been, dealt with. No worries, no issues here for G2. No chance to stumble in this round. NAVI is still going to give it a look in. They're buying in this final round of the half anyway. And so they feel like they can risk a 2v4. But time getting away from them. This would be the last thing you expect. I just don't think G2 feel like they take anything for granted in this game. They hang around, they play the bomb. Even dealing with Bit on the exit, so G2 lead retaken right at the tail end of the half.
Yeah, I love the reaction. Reactive CS is what G2 do best, and Heavy God just realizes how much space he has there, jumps out of the B apartments, runs right past that AWPer because the call is NAVI are pushing middle. Playing with fire here.
And that
G2
just
get
leads to
burned.
G2 overlooking this.
Yeah.
Weren't ready for Emo. That's a really nice setup just to put him in a position to succeed. But so quickly, some Pius and Nerds have replied. Back into a 3-on-3. Aggression on the other end of the map out of Makazi. He'll push through the apartments. Nerds is also here roaming with the bomb. This fight decides a hell of a lot. Nerds with a critical kill.
Can he just stay on this A site and lock down a line? Sampaio's also feeling like he can't get much done. He's going to try and throw a fake in the middle. Keep eyes here. NAVI aren't buying it. Wonderful though. Scope, they might be able to jump on him from the Palace. 30 seconds as he is uncertain about position, and that's when Heavy God strikes. 3-on-1. Sampaio is fake, setting G2 up for this round win, and it's all on the captain of NAVI. He swings out, drops the bomb. There's a chance still.
That's a big problem, because Sampaio wants to try and cover this cross, but you've got to retrieve that bomb. Nerds able to get it thanks to this util. And this now becomes a very tall order for Alexi. It doesn't rely on him, it relies on a Sampaio miss. He goes looking for this fight. But Sampaio on the line, lets him cross, lets him in. He's playing this a little bit later. They've got post plants now around the bomb. Alexi coming to grips with just how impossible this clutch is. They've got him iced out. There's nowhere left to turn, and they'll finish the job. G2 win out on the half in the deciding map. Winner going to playoffs. NAVI lagging behind. And it was a game in which G2 seemed to just have all the space, all the room they ever could have wanted. Well, now it's NAVI's turn on the T side. Will G2 do them the same privilege of free mid control in as many of these rounds? Or are we going to see a bit more of a fight? Because from the setup right now, it looks like G2 are down to scrap for this mid control. Makazi mid-air.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Round far from over. One cheeky entry. There's a second. Heavy got brushed aside. Sampaio gets dealt with. It's Ema coming in big in this pistol round. Handed off on a Mattis here. 1v4 as it gets going. Looking to make an incision. He creeps up close, right round this corner. Bit lies in wait, and they're pulling his attention the wrong way. They never let Mattis get too comfortable. Oh, well, if NAVI thought they were going to get the same respect out towards middle, they've got the wrong idea. Sampaio opens here with his AWP, a 5v4 for G2.
Top mid smoke blooms quite late. I feel bad for Wonderful there. Felt like he got a bit robbed. Sampaio, thankful for it. Two of the bottom performers clash. Boost is nice, but denied. Hunter holds the line. 5v3 for G2. What more could they want?
At this point, you just feel very cushiony, don't you? Like everything's just on rails in this round. Sampaio's going to make it even more one-sided, and this has gone pretty disastrously for NAVI. 3 players dead in the mid-skirmish. Didn't even really get to fire a shot back. But that's really been the key to success for G2 here on Mirage. I mean, the This almost feels like G2 kind of feeling like they won mid so hard last time. No way Na'Vi looked to instantly go back to it. Playing instead for a push out towards the outer edges of the map. Surprised with the spot, saw multiple players there in mid, breaks it open. This time gets the better of Wonderful. Caught off guard by the break. Sampaius again, a key opening. Holding for that stairs swing, he's ready to punish IEM as well, and as Makazi tries to play his timing, he gets dealt with.
This is a fake on B. Can Bit keep it up? It could sell something. Sampaius is rotating. Bit trying to force another kill. 20 seconds caught off guard by that swing, and where's the bomb? G2 don't see it. That keeps a player in position. That keeps Heavy God hanging on. 15 seconds. I don't know if Alexi wants it that bad. And if he does, Sampaius has the cross covered. So save called by Alexi. Walks away with AK. G2 pick it up off the back of their Spanish orb. Massive double entry here for Sampaius.
That's waiting. Knows that eventually IEM will look to join up with Na'Vi on this split. You know, just on nameplate Counter-Strike, what to expect here. You're always going to be looking over your shoulder. Sometimes that fear that IEM puts into the enemy is worth its weight in gold. Nerds gets sandwiched out in the connector, but the rest of G2 playing it forward. Cover wasn't there. Makazi with an important trade. Now trying to plug in the numbers. That spam connects. They'll finish the job. This could be daylight robbery from G2. Twice now, Na'Vi have tried to get this bomb planted. It's not panned out for anyone who's attempted it thus far, but finally Wonderful gets that bomb put down. So now it's Sampaius on the clock. As he moves in, Bit closes the distance, and he is not ready for this. No idea that anyone could be here. Sampaius might just get backstabbed. Timing goes the way of Bit. Na'Vi, a step in the right direction. A team effort on that take.
But Na'Vi are now looking very calm, and this is the experienced squad. This is a four-man major winning roster. Looking very comfortable late in this game, but clash in middle, and G2 love to brawl. Happy to meet them there. Advantage back the other way. Na'Vi can't celebrate too soon. G2 offer an answer, and they don't stop there.
Oh, Wonderful. Can't believe he's escaped there. Nerds lets him get out.
Oh, he should never escape.
Directs them back over towards B. G2 trying to get ahead of this. They'll leave Nerds alone in defensive A.
Oh, Under would be so cheeky. You wouldn't, would you? This late in the round, Na'Vi going all the way. Makazi can even throw an execute if he wants, but Na'Vi are going to get so much space. This is space that G2 aren't considering. Mattis starts to look over his shoulder. He drops in. Noise made. Bit knows what's up, and he whiffs that shot, but Wonderful follows up. Bomb spotted in middle. Na'Vi mid-rounding.
It's the guy who saved you on Dust 2, and the guy who is trying his hardest on Mirage left in this for Na'Vi. Sampaius makes his way over. Here's a player out in the open. Catches Makazi trying to get that bomb across. And the util won't save you from the glint of that Sampaius AWP. And so if they go down, they're going to go down together, grouping outside of this A-bomb site. They look to play it as a team. No lurk for IEM, no one sniffing around trying to sell anything on the other side of the map. This is an all-in play, a full commitment, everything on the line. This major run hanging in the balance. Sampaius with an opening, Heavy God striking alongside him. Answer back for IEM and Wonderful. That orb finally dealt with. Wonderful's clawing this one back, dead to the spawn. And so now it's left to IEM. Bomb out in the open, and everything to play for. This is where the pressure is dialed to 11. What's IEM doing? Reroute around to jungle, but there's nothing to be found here. He's got 20 seconds to work with. Bomb in enemy territory. And is this really just the save?
Wow.
Na'Vi throw in the towel. Something's brought him back.
Changed his mind. Looking for the orb. It's nowhere to be found. It's on default. What happened here? Ema just gets out. Maybe feeling like he had more time than he did. Someone dead-commed it. Either way, confusing close. NAVI gets shattered. They have just this AK-47 up against 11. G2 are almost guaranteed playoff point. Sun Pius, man. What a couple of shots. What a redemption in this CT side. And Heavy God under the balcony.
And their last little desperate stab to try and keep this series going.
There's going to be more twists here, though. This is a fake out. Alexi's trying to sell something in this B site. Bomb is behind him for a little bit later, but this chaos allows a window boost. Heavy God shuts it down. That was not what NAVI were relying on. They have nothing left.
G2 are right there. All that's left to do is cross that finish line and lock in the playoffs. NAVI dealt a rough hand. Everything freezes. G2 are telling themselves they've done the hard part. They've just got to stick the landing. They've just got to finish this off. Playoffs are right there. Opener out of Makazi. Caught on the cross in. No trade yet. Bid's gonna pick it up. It comes down to a retake.
Never stop trying.
G2 envisioned it. Not what they wanted, but that bomb goes down. Nothing else past that point. G2 swung their way into the playoffs with tenacity, with resilience, with true grit. And for the first time since Nico and Modesty left this squad, G2 make their way into a major playoffs.